Hey guys, it's me. I am back at it with another driving vlog. So if you are new to my channel, I do a lot of my vlogs when I'm driving just because I'm always in my car. If you have a lot of, or if I should say, if you noticed, I do like kind of my car like shifts and everything. It's because I drive a stick shift vehicle. So sometimes I have to set you guys down or, you know, whatever, because I'm shifting and that's just the way it is, right? So I actually went the other day to look at vlogging cameras, and I believe it's called the Canon G7X Mark II. And you guys, it's like $649. And I just don't know. I don't know if I want to spend that much money on a vlogging camera. I keep saying if I get 20 subscribers, which I know for some people that is like nothing, but to me that means a whole lot of something. It means 20 people actually go out of their way and have subscribed to my channel. Gosh, I'm such a nerd, you guys. I am such a nerd. Also, if you hear a lot of it clanking around in the back of my car, it's because there are some loose bottles of alcohol back there that aren't very secure. Surely just because I was lazy and I threw them back there for something and haven't taken them out of my car, and now they're like clinking around. I know, really smart of me. So if I get to 20 subscribers, I think I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna buy me a vlogging camera. I really want to do how to drive stick shift tutorial. I think that would be really kind of cool, especially since a lot of people have no idea how to even drive a manual car. It really isn't hard. And being that I am, one, I'm a teacher, two, I am a woman, in case you haven't noticed. And three, you know, I'm not intimidating. I'm not showing you guys a 1987 911 Porsche Carrara, you know. I'm driving a Kia Soul that I probably need to replace pretty soon here. But hey, I have 160,000 miles on it. My car's paid off. Why not just like run it into the ground, right? And I recently replaced my clutch, so I should have about another 100,000 miles before I need to replace this whole car, honestly. But anyway, I go on. So I really want to make that video, but I don't want to like necessarily do it on my cell phone. I would really want a vlogging camera so I can make that video, but I'm only going to do it if I can hit at least 20 subscribers, which I know is asking the universe for a lot, especially because I know I'm not like entitled. I'm getting home, well, I'm driving home from work. School gets done at 2:30, which doesn't mean like, so that's something about being a teacher. I always thought teachers, oh, they're done at 2 o'clock, boom. Like really, as long as you don't have like a conference or whatever, like you probably go home. No, girl, you do not go home. I mean, yeah, it's at 4:40 right now. I got done at like 4:30. So I stayed like 2 hours after school today for a staff meeting, which are only supposed to be like 45 minutes. But who's really counting, right? I never realized how much extra time you stay after work. But I do have to say, like, coming from like the corporate world where there is like a hardly any kind of work-life balance, teaching, I can do this all day long. I can stay until, you want me to stay till 5 o'clock? That's fine. I'm so used to having to stay at other jobs until like 7, sometimes 8 o'clock at night. Back when I worked in corporate, there was like not a good work-life balance. Like I would be there at 6 or 7 a.m. and then I would stay there until like 7, 8 o'clock sometimes at night with eating lunch at my desk. Where as like a teacher, I get there in the morning, I'm there maybe 30 minutes early. I stay maybe 30 minutes after school to get everything prepared, you know, give or take. And of course, you know, I do things at home, but it's not like, I feel like I have a pretty good work-life balance as far as like a teaching position goes. I still work like 2 other gigs besides my main hustle, but that's just because I'm greedy AF. See, if you have a lot of shifting, it's like I said, I drive a stick, so, and it is a 6-speed. What else? I had another person in my family pass away, an aunt passed away. It was more of, she was like, I don't have really like aunts. I have, like, you know, my grandmother's sister. So she'd be like my mom's aunt. So my second aunt, I believe that's what they're called. She passed away. We've actually, like, we've actually gotten closer. When I got diagnosed with thyroid cancer, she really like came out from like, she just came like more forward, and we started developing a relationship where we talk on the phone. I probably talked to her on the phone every week and a half-ish, and when my grandma passed, she called me weekly. Problem with me is, like, I do work a lot. So, like, tonight, you know, I worked until 4:30, like, ooh, big deal. But then I have to still go out from, like, 11 at night until, like, 1 a.m. working, like, my promotional job. And that doesn't include the, you know, I also work in the early mornings teaching English to Chinese students. So, what I mean, like, here I am saying how teaching has a good work-life balance. It does if you let yourself have a good work-life balance, but for me, being that I'm a Virgo and type A personality and just like clinically crazy insane, hopefully I don't trigger you guys, that's a joke, please take it that way, but because like I just can't sit still, I have ants in my pants all the time and I'm always on the go, that's why I don't have a good work-life balance. But so, and maybe there's a lesson of me, like, learn here. I guess because I'm so busy, I didn't, like, you know, I wasn't always able to talk on the phone. At the same time, you know, we did speak average, like, every week and a half or so. So that's still more than a lot of people. Not that you should compare how much you talk to somebody based on others. I'm just saying, you know, I don't think it was that bad, but it's just, it's like, it just seems like there's been a lot of people in my family who all of a sudden are dying. My grandmother died in October. My grandfather died February. My husband's grandfather died like a few days after mine in February. And now my second aunt, or my great aunt, is that what they're called? A great aunt? She passed away now on Sunday, April. So, I mean, it's been a lot already, and you just kind of see, you know, the shrinkage of your family, and like, I get it. Older people pass away. It happens, you know, and rightfully so. I would hate for, you know, someone who has so much life left to live, you know, pass on. And it just seems like now is the time where, as I've gotten closer to 30, the more I've noticed, like, the shrinkage of, like, my family and that sort of stuff. And it's really hard. Losing my grandmother has definitely been the hardest out of all the deaths, just because I was so ridiculously close to her. She was a Taurus, like I've said before, so she's an earth sign, I'm an earth sign, and there's just been times since October that I would have loved to, like, give her a call on the phone and tell her about other really cool, crazy things that have, you know, since happened. Now I'm getting, like, all worked up. So, you know, it is what it is. You guys, I'm getting worked up. Something else I've noticed, my hair, is actually growing pretty well. It feels like it's like the longest it's felt in a really long time. I haven't dyed my hair since early December, or yeah, early-ish December. And so I noticed, like, my hair is, like, kind of coming in like reddish, and I don't know, it's got a lot of like red and like copper to it. I usually dye my hair like, oh, you can just hear those bottles clanking. I usually dye my hair like super like jet black, like Mad at Your Dad black. What does she mean by Mad at My Dad black? I mean like, you know, gothic black, you know, and I love having black hair. However, I'm kind of at the point now with my hair that, because like so much of it like fell out and just was like so short and just breaking off, having that I had thyroid cancer, or I still have thyroid cancer, or whatever I am right now, and being off hormones for like the 6 weeks, my hair just like, you know, was so destroyed by it that I don't really want to cause any more damage by dyeing it. So I've kind of like, I'm just gonna let it kind of do its natural thing and see what happens. But that being said, I've noticed I have quite a bit of gray hair coming in, and I'm lucky because a lot of it is like hidden, but you know, I know I shouldn't. Here I am saying I want to preserve my hair, but girl, if you're gonna like give me gray hair, you can't be on the team. And I pluck them. I pluck my gray hair out of my head. And I know people are gonna say, no, don't do that. But again, you can't be on the team. You gotta go. Can't be a player, team player. You gotta go. I don't care what color you come in, but you can't come in gray. I guess that's discriminatory, right? Against my gray hair, but nope. And gray hair feels so weird too. They're almost like pubic-y, you know what I mean? Like they're like coarse and they stick straight up. They're wiry. Oh God, I hate them. I hate gray hair. So yeah, I'm gonna pluck that shit all day long, and I will continue to pluck them, and someday I'll probably be bald because my whole head is gonna go gray, and I'll just have to like wear a wig at that point. And then I'll make a video crying about how I have no hair because I plucked it all when I was 20 something. I'm still 20 something. So, but anyway, I'm still in traffic. I'm driving. There's a Jeep in front of me and I don't like it at all. Oh my God. What kind of Jeep is this? It looks like, you know what? Maybe it's a Rogue. I don't know. And no offense to you Rogue drivers out there. I don't mind them. I like them better than a Kia Soul. But I don't know what this is. It doesn't, I don't even know. Maybe it's older. It's hard to tell. It's like kind of boxy and it's like alien color green. Yeah. Sorry. I love cars. I love just like looking at what everyone else drives. Don't get me wrong. Like the Jeep that I'm looking at right now in front of me, if someone was going to give it to me for free, hell yeah, I'm going to drive it. But it's just really kind of not my look as I'm driving around, you know, a milk truck. No, here's the thing about like a Kia, the Kia Soul. Like I think I've talked about this before. I was 20 years old and I sold my 98 Escort Sport. It was falling it wasn't falling apart. Like it ran pretty well. It just cosmetically didn't really look very nice. And I had a lot of miles on it. And I just wanted a new car. I was done. Like this, I wanted a new car. And so before I even got a new car, my friend was pregnant and she was, you know, younger and, you know, single mom. I mean, she's actually still with the baby daddy and has another kid by him. But, you know, she was still a single parent. Like, they weren't living together at the time. And they were really young. So she was pregnant and didn't have a car. And I was like, girl, I'll sell you my car for $1,500. And she's like, really? And I said, yeah, you need a car. You need a car for this kid. It might not cosmetically look really good, but it works really, it drives nice. I just put new tires on it. I've always been like pretty good about getting its oil change. Here, I just said pretty good. But you know, like I've always gotten the oil change. I've have put maintenance on it, and it will get you from point A to point B until you know, you really need to get another car. It should last you a few years. And for $1,500, like, and especially that was like, oh my gosh, how long ago? I mean, this car's a 12, so what year are we in? 6 years ago? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, 7 years ago. Sorry. Ooh, I can't do math. And here I am teaching future children, you know, of America. Don't listen to me because obviously I cannot do math. Anyway, 7 years ago. And 7 years ago was when that whole like cash for clunkers thing happened in Illinois. Maybe it was like a nationwide thing, but basically used cars were anything that was like a gas guzzler. The government was buying those cars and giving like pretty good credits, and so I believe that's what it was. And so there was like a lot less used cars out in the market because all these like gas guzzling cars weren't out there anymore. So a used car that was like, you know, 15 years old was way marked up, and people just couldn't really even afford cars. Oh my god, afford. Who does that? Afford cars. So I sold it to her for $1,500, and she had it for a few years because she bought a car later, and I didn't have a car. And I don't really know what I was thinking. I think I just saw an opportunity to sell it and help a friend out. And so then I needed to buy a new or a car. And so I was looking, and like I said, that whole cash for clunkers thing happened. And so I was like, oh, I can't even like really afford a used car, or I don't want to buy a 12-year-old car for like 10 grand when I could buy like a brand new 2012 Kia Soul at 18 or whatever. And to me, that just sounded like a better deal. I have no miles on it, whatever. So that's what I could afford, and I like paid that off in a year. And so now I still have this car, and I definitely want something, but it's like the want versus the need, right? I don't really need a new car. This one runs, it's fine. Maybe it's not really my style, but I mean, I could still drive it. It's definitely drivable. It's just, you know, I'm ready for something new, maybe a little bit more luxury, so we'll see. I feel like my face is like extremely oily, and I don't know if you guys ever remember being in elementary school, or any kind of school for that matter, but I always feel like they are so freaking hot. Like, you go in, and you'll be freezing in the morning, and then all the kids, they get sweaty, they get nasty, and the next thing you know, sorry, walking to my mailbox, and this bitch be looking at me like, why is she talking to herself? Just looks like I'm on FaceTime, you know. But, whew. What was I saying? So, you know, it's cold, and then all these kids, they get all hot and sweaty and nasty, and then it's like a sauna in the classroom. It's just like a sauna. So then I'm all sweaty, and my makeup's all off, and, you know, it is what it is. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!